So I'm Nancy Brown, and I'm grateful to be that you're asking me to share some of my thoughts and what I remember about the time I spent with Granny D. And she was a wonderful. She became a friend, and she inspired me again and again. And I was with her a number of times, walking, encouraging people to vote. And one of the couple different, the one or two things I'll share with you is when I had a break from school. I was teaching at that time, high school, and just retired recently, and I had the winter break, and so I went to Florida, and she was there with her son, and her son was happy that I was there because then I spent a week with her, almost a week, and we went to different places where we were going to register people to vote, and so I'm driving the big truck that says "Vote, damn it." And we're going in different directions, and she's giving me instructions. And of course, I don't know my way around all these places in Florida, but we had a really good time together. And one of the interesting events of that time was we set up a couple of tables outside Walmart, big Walmart place, very popular. People going in and out, as you know, across the country, it's pretty popular. And we set up a table, and what we were doing is as people walk by, we'd say, "Could we speak with you for a minute? Have you voted?" And you couldn't believe how many people said no. And I would say, we both had agreed what we're going to talk about. I would say, "Why haven't you voted before?" Well, why should I? I mean, they don't listen to us, or it doesn't matter. And then, Granny D would say all these wonderful things about how important it is. And this is a part of our democracy, and people have to vote. And can we encourage you to vote? And all we're asking you to do is register. And then if you register, then you find out where you're going to be voting and you can vote. This is how you register. So we were doing that with a number of people. And then after we were there for about a half an hour, somebody came marching out of the door from Walmart, and he said, "Look, I'm the manager here, and I want to know what you folks are doing." And I went, "Oh my God!" And I said, "We're here just talking with people." He said, "Well, you shouldn't be here. We don't let people do that." And Doris Haddock was so incredible. She said, "Well, let me tell you what we're doing. We are registering people to vote. We are not telling them who to vote for. We are talking to them about the importance of voting. It's part of our democracy." "Well, I don't know. We don't do that here. You have to do it someplace else." And she said, "I have permission to do that. I called your headquarters." And he said, "Well, I'm going to go in and call headquarters, and I'll be out." So he went back in the door, and I said, "Well, I don't know, Granny D, we might have to leave sooner than we thought." So we kept talking with people, and it was very insightful. Not that I didn't know that there weren't a number of people, who had voted before. I worked in Appalachia at one time in the late '60s and in coal mining camps, and the majority of those people, the fathers having black lung disease, they didn't vote, and I was just in awe, and this was so important in terms of what was going on in their lives. So we kept registering. Granny D and I kept registering people to vote, and she was so kind to everybody, even if people said, "I'm not going to waste my time, I'm not going to vote." And she'd say, just do it. Once you start doing it, this is very special. Anyway, the man came out in a while, and he said, "Well," he said, "I did call headquarters, and I guess you did make some kind of phone call there. And so they said, you can be here today, but you can't come back again." And she said, "Oh," and always kind, just said, so to this man, said, "That's so kind of you that you did that. And we're so pleased that we can stay here." So, "Well, just today, and you don't have that much time, maybe another hour or two, So she never once, when people were negative, would ever snap back, or say anything. And even when she was criticized, it was a challenge for her. Anyway, that was one incident, and I helped her as well as Open Democracy did to get her to speak a number of places.